Yo, what is good, everybody? This is Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction. And today we got a new episode. We're continuing on with this 90-day challenge. Right now we're in the middle of week 2. So this is going pretty good. Today I woke up and, I felt like I needed to just inject some positivity, some motivation. You have those days where you wake up, either the day before, it's just like not necessarily a heavy energy, but you might have been looking at some heavy topics the night before, or sleep might have been weird or something like that. That's pretty much what was going on with me. I was recording the video as far as about the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez incident. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people that hear my music would be like, why are you even speaking about Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion? Well, for a couple of reasons. For one, this is still rap. This is still hip hop. This is still, you know, my world. You know, I may not listen to them like that, but it is really dope as far as what Megan's doing, especially being from Texas. I'm from Texas. So there's that, and there's also the success as far as that Tory Lane has done and different things like that. But just seeing a lot of the comments, seeing a lot of the different YouTubers, just, hearing Megan's part, and, no one knows nothing to the exact yet, and that's not taking any sides or anything like that. I can say on just based on like comments and things like that, so it was just a little heavy, you know, that particular vibration. And so, I went to sleep, woke up, I jumped on my phone, which I'm working on not doing that. It's like right there, uh, jump start on some articles or something like that. But no, I was just all like, you know what? Let me just add some positivity. So I was watching this Eric Thompson or Thomas video, E.T., the hip hop motivational speaker, and he said something really dope. He was bringing up a metaphor when it comes to buildings. I love building metaphors. They're fire. Um, but what he brought up, what the fuck? What are you doing? Sorry, guys. I'm just. All right. So he had mentioned about buildings, and it was just all like when you get crew together and everything like that. What's the first thing that you do as far as with you know building a building? You know, and a lot of people would think like get the crew and do this. The very first thing that has to go down is the architect. You got to drop the blueprint. Where are the workers? How are the workers gonna know what needs to be done? They're just gonna go off the head like, yeah, I think that goes over there, and that can no. They're going off of something, a blueprint. You know, that's what the architect creates. That the system of how it's supposed to go. Here's a blueprint of it. Here's the measurements. Here's how much space goes in between. Like, this is it. And it's the same thing as far as for, our daily life, being an entrepreneur, being a creator. That is exactly the thing. Before you move forth with anything, trying to build a business, trying to build your career up, do you have a blueprint? Did you go to the architect and get the blueprint so that way you know what it is that you're building? He brought up McDonald's, and you can bring up several different chains, but it's just all like, why is it everywhere? Because they have a system with the way that the Big Mac is, the exact template. Because when you're able to replicate it, you're able to be in multiple different places, and not just be multiple different places, but to your reach is even more, thus bringing more money to you. So that's a lot of what I'm diving into right now, because it's like you have all of these ideas. Like, take it from me, I've been on this entrepreneur road since March of 2017. Not gone back to a regular job. I retired. But I can tell you, I had some ideas of things that I'll do, have business name, everything like that. I knew what I would be doing. It's the same thing, with the builders, construction workers, and things like that. They have the ability. They know that they're there to construct some shit, to build some shit. Like, I knew, like, I was, having my book and my music, and I throw events and my multimedia Dabtrol creation business would be, like, I knew that part. I knew what I would be doing, but what, other than, of course, financial independence and, things like that, but where, what's the blueprint? What am I building? It makes things a lot easier for you to be able to work on the macro and the micro from that particular standing. Once you know, like getting an idea of overall, like, the main thing, what you're trying to do, and then have the micro as far as the day-to-day. That's a lot of what I research and teach in workshops as far as with time management. The more that you start shaving away the things that don't matter, so that way you can get a clear understanding of what you do. Because if you wake up every day as an entrepreneur, you don't have that blueprint, you don't have a schedule, you don't have a routine, it's stressful, because you don't know as far as what it is that you're building, where everything is going. You can have your builders, like, just going over there, and then everything's just all over the place. It doesn't feel good. So even when it comes to health goals, what is your personal blueprint? You can go online, you can see hundreds of thousands of other people's stuff. Maybe you find something that resonates, but ultimately you have to sit there and create it. Even me, like, I have to sit there and make a blueprint of what I want my tiny home to look at like, and I have to make a blueprint for my business. I have to make a blueprint for what I'm doing with, music. And these don't have to be like, oh, I gotta plan my whole life. No. You're just making a blueprint so you can at least see where it is that you're going. And things change. People build stuff and break it down. Build it and break it down. It's the main thing is just being able to create a blueprint so that way you know where it is that you're going. That's it. That's all. So one of the things I'm going to be working on today is just having a blueprint, even having a blueprint of the week, even having a blueprint of the day. As much things as you can control. Not the things you can't control, but the things that you can control. How is it being structured throughout the day? Anytime that I don't, if I have a blueprint for the day and I don't follow it, it just feels like I'm putting in way too much energy. And sometimes that's the case. Sometimes if you don't have that blueprint, you're, trying to force something that may not fit. It may not be the time to do that, but if you looked at the blueprint, you would see, even when you're looking at a blueprint and you're the builders that are going through, there's a particular system of what goes first. How can you install the light fixtures when you don't have a ceiling? How can you put down the carpet when you don't have a floor? How can you put in a door when you don't have any walls? There's steps for a reason, so hopefully that helps out, hopefully that was able to speak to someone today. What is your blueprint? Leave it in the comments. If you're on YouTube, I think Anchor now has the ability for you to legit record a comment or something. So that'd be cool if you have the Anchor app, if you're listening to that, but if you're on Spotify, or Google Podcasts or anything like that, follow me on Instagram at Graffiti the Mind Son and let me know. Even if you're listening to this on IGTV, I realize I put it on there as well. What is your blueprint? What's your blueprint for the day? What's your blueprint for the week? What's your blueprint for the next quarter? That's something that I'm working on right now. We got this fourth quarter going on, looking at the last 3 quarters, what was 2020? What the fuck? What in the world? We go through time, we're not going to be stuck in this particular time forever. You're never stuck in a particular time forever. It doesn't matter if, it's a week, a couple months, a couple years. It doesn't last forever. So, hopefully, I was able to reach somebody. And if you want to support me, you can stop by the shop, dabtro.com/shop. Got CBD, got books, my first book, Ideas of Illusion, a fiction book, my music, t-shirts, my services, tarot guidance readings, and I do photo shoots, video, content, editing, creation. So hit me up. All that stuff will be in the description. And I thank y'all for tuning in. The cool thing about this challenge is that it is awakening, a part of creativity. And it's funny, being consistent does that. But I know me, and it's just all ooh, yeah, let's go ahead and do everything. So I have to pace myself. I have to find balance, make sure that I'm eating, making sure that I'm doing all the goodies. Because that's the thing with consistency, especially when it comes to your business. It's coming. The thing that you want, the fruits of your labor, it is coming. It's not even a question of that when you're consistent. It's more so, are you prepared? Are you going to be good to even enjoy it? That's the main thing. That's a lot of what I think about. So, anyways, this is Mr. Composition MC that writes fiction. This is another episode of the Composition. Peace.